Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining the live session of World Wi-Fi. My name is Larry Cameron. I'm the Technical Information Security Officer for World Wi-Fi. And I have some questions here that I'm going to go through for everybody. If anybody has a question, then they can put it in the live chat. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining the live session of World Wi-Fi. My name is Larry Cameron. I'm the Technical Information Security Officer for World Wi-Fi. Just one sec here. I'm getting some feedback here that I'm going to. So, number one, how can you be sure that the guest user and the router owner cannot access each other's data if they're on the same router? Now, the design of Wi-Fi, when you create separate networks, they are segmented. So the router's main network and the guest network, they work a little differently. Home networks, you can access other things like printers or file shares. And on guest networks, you can't communicate with each other. And that's called client isolation. And when you connect to the guest network, you don't have access to the admin on the router. So you should be safe. We are adding additional security features to it. And another one, number two. So what is the general process to install the World Wi-Fi app and the new hotspot on my home router? So it's going to be pretty simple and painless. You're going to go to the website, you're going to get the software for your router, and then you're going to get the instructions. And it's just a basic install where it creates that guest network. Now we have some other people asking about the income that you will earn. So what I'm looking here is you take the amount of people and you take the amount of connections per day. And if you get one impression each, so let's give an example. So 3 people, 4 connections per day, 1 ad impression, you are going to get around $10. So that's just for home. That could be you and your kids. If you get something like a public network, so you're more near an apartment building, let's say. So if you get about 60 connections per day and 1 impression, you get about $5 per month. You can also get, if you're in a highly populated area, you can get multiple routers and you can get your referral link and start setting up other people, and you will earn a portion of that commission. And another one, how many router models does World Wi-Fi app work with? And so there's over a dozen different wireless access point manufacturers. We're looking to be compatible with as many as we can. So far, we have MikroTik, all models starting from RB951. We're working on Ubiquiti right now. I actually have an example right here. So another one is ASUS. We are working with ASUS right now to create custom firmware. And Cisco, we have software that's working at the moment. Got another question here. It's about how does home router owners spend tokens? Do they need to know a lot about tokens and cryptocurrency? Now, if you have already signed up for World Wi-Fi and invested, you probably had Ethereum or Bitcoin. You would send that into your wallet on the website. In order to withdraw it, you would basically have to set it up like PayPal, where you integrate the exchange with your bank account. Let's see, how does the target advertising work? Is it all based on geolocation or context? Now, I was looking at the Adrent hotspot manager for the advertisers last night, actually, and I did see several options. It goes by gender, different types of audiences, age. Now, in World Wi-Fi, we're going to be adding more options. And I actually have it right here. So we'll take a look at the beta. And you can actually target them via shopping centers, supermarkets, bus stops, cafes, hotels, etc. So it provides rather granular options for targeting to different establishments on top of the geolocation. Now, I was looking at the geolocation. You can actually bring your advertisement down to the access point. You see it on a map, you select it, and then that's it. If you wanted to go to a shopping mall, other than the settings directly for shopping mall, you could just put it to the access point on the map where you know that location is. Let's see. If I am a home router owner and I want to broadcast my guest network to the largest area around me, what should I do? So there's a few ways you can do this. One would be a wireless controller, where that would control many access points. You can also use a repeater, and then I believe we have our own extender. You can see pictures on the Facebook page. I'll post them after the live stream. And also, the Ubiquity, I have multiple of these. You can set up a controller, put them all around the house or your business, and then you can get Wi-Fi in extended areas. It'll spread it out. Now, another one question came in. How does your advertiser know with certainty that the ad has been seen? What will the advertising campaign interface look like? So when the users connect to the hotspot, it's going to act like a regular one. You'll connect, it'll bring you up to a page, you will see your ad, and then you will not be able to proceed until you view that ad. So there will also be analytics built in for the advertiser to see. So if an ad's not seen, it's not going to count as one. And we have another one is, if the 3-year plan to reach 20 million routers, how does that break down by region? So that would be it's depending on the money in the token sale that's raised. So if we're going to target 20 million active users, that's going to be about 1 billion ad impressions. And that will be in major areas like America, Asia, Europe, and Australia. Those would be the remaining. I think the ones before that would add up to about 600 million ad impressions per year. And how does the advertiser know that Adrenta and World Wi-Fi will serve more highly targeted advertising? How does the ad targeting work now? So if we look at the old Adrenta system, that's basically, you can either do 3 types of ads. You can do, I think it's a picture and text, a picture, or a video. And then you set your targeting options for age, gender, the type of audience you want to reach. And I'll send out some screenshots of what that looks like, and I'll put it in our Facebook chat for everyone to see. And just waiting on some more questions here. When will the beta software be released? So we're targeting for, I believe, doing some beta testing this month, and then we'll be releasing it to the public after the ICO, I believe. And when will you be listed on the exchange? Well, that'll be May after the ICO. Then you'll be able to buy your tokens online. Just one sec, we have some more questions coming in. Okay, so a few pointers. In Telegram, there's a lot of scammers. Again, we're only going to ask for investment on the website. Never send your Ethereum or cryptocurrency to anyone directly. Be safe in the channel. And if you haven't already, go to worldwifi.io and check out the white paper on the website that has a majority of your questions answered. So a lot of questions that we've been receiving are about the security of the Wi-Fi access points. A lot of people are worried that they're going to get hacked. You know, it shouldn't be a problem if you're separating your network with your guest network. Also, since we're integrating with many different manufacturers, we have access to their security features. So one thing I like to do is set up DNS security. What that'll do is it'll give you a content filter. So you can filter out things like P2P file sharing or adware, certain threats that are common. That way, you know, even if someone's infected and they go on your network, we can block that. So you won't be a target of a botnet or become one. So another thing I'd like to talk about, MikroTik, one of our first partners. I've been using them for quite a long time, and they have this nice router OS on their website. You can actually download this application called The Dude. It lets you map out your network, and I will send some more information about that. Let me write that down with my World Wi-Fi pen on my World Wi-Fi book. And I'll send that out to the channel. So another thing, I've been in cybersecurity for about 20 years. My first contract was with an internet service provider, actually. That was back when I was in college. So what happened there is I ran a vulnerability scan and we were testing some exploits, and we brought the entire internet service provider down within the first 3 minutes. So it was probably at that point where, you know, we kind of shows the issues going on in the world, and that was about 20 years ago. Now it's even worse. So you have to be worried about crunching, botnets, and various malware. So always make sure you have an antivirus on your computer. And I will send out a video about setting up OpenDNS. And if you haven't already, try our Quantus security test. You can go to security.quantus.biz. Just one second. So in one of my next videos, I'll be talking about setting up a wireless controller, and I'm going to be testing the range. And I live on a lake, so we're going to see if we can get some Wi-Fi down by the lake. And then we'll be able to calculate some distances, and we can try out a long-range access point. I'm thinking that I'll get down by the lake. Were there any other questions? You can ask them in the World Wi-Fi Telegram chat. So one of the ways that blockchain is going to help the security of this, so every transaction is recorded. So the advertisers are going to get the proper amount of ad impressions. So if a user connects to Wi-Fi, that's going to be, in the ledger. So advertisers will know that their ads are going to be seen and that they're paying the correct price for it. It's just like a log. It'll tell you, like your bank, every single transaction you make, debits, credits. It's irrefutable proof. And so tokens. The reason that we're doing tokens instead of currency, it's because we get to actually track it on the blockchain. If you're not integrated with blockchain, things can be modified, engineered. You might not be getting accurate results. So if you're only advertisers can buy the tokens, router owners can earn them. So the advertisers are basically funding the system. And that's kind of what we're looking for. We're not looking for the money to come out of the users' pockets because the users want free Wi-Fi. Router owners, I've seen other programs like openwireless.org. They do not provide any incentives for the router owners, but it does provide good instructions. And we're going to do something similar, but we have advertising and which actually funds the system. And apparently, so we take a hash of the database, and that's registered in the blockchain. So if anything's modified, we're going to know about it, which is good. There's not too many, I've never heard of hashes of the database registered in a blockchain yet. So that provides an exact match. Okay, we're just getting some more questions in. So yeah, we did have some problems with DDoS before, but we have multiple layers of protection in now. It's also because we had in February we had around 6 million views on the website, and I just checked a few days ago, and we're up to 15.5 million, and that's in 3 months. So that's quite an accomplishment for World Wi-Fi. Yes, we're planning on adding more access points than the ones that I mentioned earlier, the MikroTik, ASUS, Cisco, and Ubiquiti. We're currently developing a few more, and those will be released later. I think that's it for the questions right now. We'll see if there's any more coming in momentarily. Again, please join Telegram if you want your questions answered live as well. I'm monitoring that, and you can usually find me in there. The bounty's still going on if you want to go check a look. We have a bounty channel in Telegram. We also have some more Bitcoin talk thread that you can join in. So we've seen some stuff about Elon, him and his global network. So the difference in between these, his is through satellite, low Earth orbit. The low Earth orbit that can connect to a point to point. So it's going to go from the sky here and then connect on the ground. See, once it gets on the ground, it still needs to be dispersed. Now that's what we do. We disperse the signal around so everybody can get Wi-Fi access, and you can't earn any money on Elon Musk's satellites. So that's why you'd want to join World Wi-Fi. Now you can also check out our GitHub. We do have the code on there and other information. The test, you can test out the software. Beta's available if you want to be involved. We're also looking for advertisers. If you're a large advertising syndication network, then you can get involved in our beta, and we can show your ads from your clients to the World Wi-Fi Global Network. So some people have asked me about the steps in order to set this up. So let me see. So step by step, what you'll do, you'll receive an invite for signing up. And what you can do is register in our system and install the software on your router. What you're able to do after that is create the open network and share the internet. Now, once you share the internet, you'll start receiving bonus tokens. Now, the tokens are accrued from the router owner for each ad impression. And let's see, advertisers. You want to hear more about advertisers? So when the advertiser logs in, they must select their settings for the advertisement. Now, they can modify this at any time. You got to confirm your website and the agreements. Now, you must have the necessary amount of tokens on an exchange and pay for the advertising campaign up front. Then you can send us your advertising material. We can modify it. And again, the referral system, if they use your unique invite link, then what you can do is just you can earn extra money and commissions off of whoever uses their router. So if you're in an apartment building, you might want to set this up for everyone in your apartment. Let's see. What is the advantage of your ICO over others? So one of the things, World Wi-Fi, it's a 3-tiered benefit system. So some of the ICOs out there, they may be scams, they may be money grabs. But what I look for when I support an ICO is that everyone benefits. You also need to check for where's the money going. So after an analysis of World Wi-Fi, I've seen that, one, the advertisers, they're reaching their audience, and they can do this by using geo-targeting or several other features. Now, the router owners, they're the people that we need. We need the routers. You don't need to buy a new router. You can use your existing routers. And so the router owner's getting paid. So that's another sign that this is a good ecosystem. Now, when we look at the users are getting free Wi-Fi. So if the users get free Wi-Fi, the router owners get paid, and the advertisers get what they want, that's a good ecosystem. So again, if you're looking to get involved in investing in ICOs, make sure you check out their structure. Make sure you see where the money's going, who's benefiting. If everyone benefits, then that's a good system. That's something that you want to support. So some people were scared about getting their tokens stolen. So again, everyone's registered with World Wi-Fi, and in order to steal tokens, they would need access to your account. And then they would also need to transfer it to an exchange. And then when they go to withdraw the money, then they can get nabbed. So don't be stealing other people's tokens. So another one, a lot of people are worried about their kids and explicit content. So you can do various filtering. So I'm going to be doing up a video about implementing a content filter and DNS security. There's also a setting in the World Wi-Fi application to not allow advertisements that are 18 plus. So not only can you block 18 plus advertisements, but you'll be able to block illicit content and downloads via the content filter. And again, I'll be doing another video about that. When will the beta testing be completed? So beta testing will be happening starting in May, and then we'll continue through to June. So when will we finish the beta software? So again, that'll be in June when we're finished the development of it. When will the mobile device application be launched? So August 2018 to March 2019, I believe, we're going to launch the mobile device application. We'll be adding new functions to the World Wi-Fi platform. And at that time, we're hoping to reach about 150 million ad impressions per day with about 3 million active routers. That's our target. So if you want to become involved in World Wi-Fi, what you can do is get involved with our bounty program. And again, you can find more information on the Bitcoin Talk thread. And we have a bounty channel in Telegram that you can join, and people will assist you there. We have full-time staff on that. So a lot of people have expressed some concern about cryptocurrency and the current market. Now, cryptocurrency, blockchain, distributed ledgers, it's rather new. So I've been tracking some of the current breaches and everything, and a lot of them can be avoided. The problem is not with the cryptocurrency itself, it's with the exchange. There's a vulnerability or they don't program something right, then that's when you get breached. I think it's called cold storage. So they're storing on the hard drive your actual private keys. So that's how you get breached. I've also seen some mining. I've set up some mining GPU rigs for clients, and I've done security scans on them. And what I've been finding is that SSH is open. So you can actually connect to these miners, which have like 12 GPUs in it. And you can use the default password in order to log in. So one of them, my first one, it was a 12 GPU unit, and it was about 380 million hashes per second. And they just wanted to put this in the shared storage. So, after I scanned them, I said, you can't put this in there with other machines that are not yours. Why? Because it's insecure. It uses the default password. People can log in and change your wallet address. So same thing. Don't give out your wallets. Don't give out your emails. Don't ever give out your passwords. And again, so with World Wi-Fi, you don't need to buy a new router. What you can do is actually use your existing one. Now, again, we're customizing this firmware specifically for these manufacturers, and we're working with them in order to secure it. We'll be auditing it. I'll be setting it up and testing it here in the lab. I got multiple access points here and multiple different ones. I have Asus, Cisco. I'm hoping to get a MikroTik, and I have 3 Ubiquiti ones. So we'll be setting that up, testing them. I have a team that regularly scans them and tries to break into them. So if we can't, then we'll keep on trying. And yes, it is custom firmware. We're not using anything from the manufacturer itself. We actually need to customize it in order to make it seamless install. So if you want to just, get the software, run it, and then click on Create Guest Network, then that's what we're trying to accomplish. Very simple, straightforward. Anybody can do it. I'm probably going to get a video with my son doing it. So now we work a little differently than other currencies. So with let's say Bitcoin. So people may be thinking Bitcoin's crashing or it's, going to crap. But what's really happening, if you see the Bitcoin price go up, that means people are buying. People are selling Bitcoin, the price goes down. So there's not really a crash there. There's an action and reaction. It doesn't work the same as a bank. See, the more you buy Bitcoin, you're actually deflating the value of the currency. So what I mean by that is you need to pay more money to get less coin. So it works opposite of a bank. With World Wi-Fi, I don't see the price jumping like that, especially unstable. We're going to keep more of a standard pricing. Just getting some more questions in. And to further follow up on my other question, the cost will not be volatile like Bitcoin. We're going to have, we're not going to be charging $1,000 for a Wii token. That's for sure. Just an ad impression. It's going to be rather stable. I don't believe it's going to get over $1. I'm thinking average would be 20 to 30 cents, but again, I could be wrong. I have another question here. Is it possible for Wii token to be as popular as Bitcoin or Ethereum? So when we do a comparison, we're a utility token. Once we're at a set amount of tokens, now we can get even more popular than Bitcoin. So if we have no tokens left and people constantly want tokens and they can't get them, we're going to be a scarce commodity. People are going to be trying to buy it off of other people for inflated prices, but so a lot of people I'm finding they're a little insecure about some of the ICOs. They have right to be. There's a lot in the States right now, a lot of things going on with the SEC. They're actually arresting some people. A lot of people are getting charged for fraud. We're at a peak of the ICO industry right now. There's ICOs popping up every day. The thing is, if you don't have a solid idea, you're not going to get anywhere. World Wi-Fi, again, we have the 3-tier benefit system. We're not finding a lot of people have that. A lot of people are just looking to get rich quick. The founders of World Wi-Fi, they're locked in with their tokens. So they're not going to get rich quick because they have their tokens locked up. There's a lot of ICOs running now because it's basically crowdfunding. In the past, what people used to do is VCs. So what VCs do is they fund you and they take a large portion of your business. ICOs aren't like that. Plus, it's more public. If you create a blockchain, it's a ledger that's available publicly. So I'm getting some more questions about hacking. One of them was actually making fun of Facebook. But yeah, so Facebook wasn't really hacked. They were breached. So they give access similar to what we do for advertisers, but they give access to the system. You see, there's not really a lot of data on our system. People viewed ads. Oh, this advertiser wants to target these. you know, there's not any personal or private information. We respect your privacy. We're not going to be collecting all this data on you like Facebook. You know, we're not going to share your data. It's public. So everything's on the blockchain. Again, there's not too much other than the Ethereum. We don't even hold on to Ethereum. So our tokens, we token. So again, that'll be listed on the exchange if anybody withdraws. Hopefully that exchange has a KYC, that's Know Your Client, where they will get tracked down, picked up, arrested, who knows. I've been seeing some thefts online, and most of the people get caught when they try to withdraw to the exchange. We have other questions. How many routers will I be able to set up? So you'll be able to set up unlimited routers. There's no cap on it. The more routers that you set up, the more income that you're going to generate for yourself. I've been finding a lot of interest with wireless hotspot providers and internet service providers. So if you are an internet service provider or you provide free Wi-Fi to anybody, a lot of businesses nowadays do supply free Wi-Fi, so why not make some money on it? So you can use your existing router, install simple, and then you earn cryptocurrency instead of just paying for that internet connection and router. You actually get some of that reimbursed. Okay, we got about 10 more minutes left here if you want to send in your questions. Again, you can do that via the World Wi-Fi chat in Telegram. Had another question here about where do I get the tokens? Well, you can get the tokens on the website. Sign up at worldwifi.io. You will need either Bitcoin or Ethereum, or I think they added another process. Can somebody tell me if they added a credit card yet? Or that might have been another ICO. So currently, I am working on multiple ICOs. World Wi-Fi is my favorite. So what do I do? So I do security. So that's my main job. I do this for World Wi-Fi, and I also do this for Quantus, many other businesses. And I just had a question here. I just need to look it up to know what I'm comparing to. Oh, so I'm looking at this other one. It's called Iungo, I-U-N-G-O. So it looks like it's another Wi-Fi one. Always secure web access, instantly become part of a network, VPN services. I don't see the benefits system in this, like World Wi-Fi, and yeah, they're looking for premium for users and providers. So yeah, not only do they have it's more of a premium thing, they want you to pay. And I mean, you don't need VPN services to really stay secure. VPN services can also cause more problems. So, what happens if your VPN goes down, or, some VPNs track you. Some other ones, they keep all your information, they log everything. I'm not sure what this is, Iungo, but looks like they're trying to sell something. So again, that's not our model. We want you to have free Wi-Fi. We want router owners to get paid, and we want to add advertising into this internet network. So when doing a comparison, we have totally different business models, World Wi-Fi and Iungo. Never heard of it before, but thank you for the question. Okay, we got some questions here. How many questions guests have to answer to register to World Wi-Fi? For example, age, gender, and so on. Some will hesitate. So from what I've seen so far, we're only getting the name and email address. I'll check into that question. Let me take my World Wi-Fi pen and write it down in my book, and I'll get back to you. This beta software is only released, this next month we'll be doing beta testing, so I will definitely get back to you with that. Okay, and that's looks like all the questions we have for now. Oh, we have one, but it's in Russian. Anybody speak Russian? Okay, we got two more coming. So hello. I was thinking that there is a risk that some cell phone company put pressure on World Wi-Fi. What do you think about it, and how you will avoid it? Well, for one thing, Wi-Fi is pretty standard. So I don't see any internet service provider trying to block wireless because their customers are going to be calling them up saying, what's going on? My wireless isn't working. You can't really shut down wireless. It's standard, it's global, it's not going anywhere. It's only going to increase. There's going to be more and more access points coming on every year. And what ISPs can't block, they can't stop. So that's also the whole point of an internet connection. I mean, you're paying for an internet connection, you should be able to use it. If you can't use it, if they block email, what's the point of having an internet connection? But wireless, it's required by pretty much every home. Not everyone does hardwired network cabling. I have in my house, but I'm not everybody. Just one sec, got another question coming in. So we've had questions. I've had this question before, and I haven't received an answer yet. So people have been asking, is it possible to connect a smartphone to World Wi-Fi and share the internet in access point mode? So right now, no, it's not. while I think it would be great in order to set up a hotspot on your phone and connect it to world Wi-Fi, it doesn't really act like that because your WAN address, that's connecting to Wi-Fi. So you can't really see an advertisement. We can submit a feature enhancement request to the developers, but I don't know if that would be possible. Let's see. Larry, can I add bridges from 2 to 3 routers for a larger working radius? So what you can do is set up something what we call a controller. So a wireless controller will allow you to deploy multiple access points. There's some local controllers, hardware ones. So you put in a box and then you set up all the access points to it. There's cloud controllers. I wouldn't, so bridges, which I think they mean Peters, but you might be able to. So I'm going to get back to you on that. So far, all I know is that you can do it with a wireless controller. Can someone sniff your private data when he's connected to your world Wi-Fi network? So the thing is, you can't really sniff the network. So if you're setting up world Wi-Fi at home, you're going to have two networks. You're going to have your home network, and then you're going to have the guest network. So the users are always connecting to the guest network. They use client isolation, so they can't talk to each other. So they can't really sniff anything. And they won't be able to access your traffic either because it'll be segmented on another network. Some like to call it a VLAN. Again, that'll vary for each manufacturer how we do it. Larry, will my personal connection be safe from illegal use like the deep web? So if you're talking about going from the deep web to you, that should be fine. There's no ports open on the firewall. You're secure that way. But if other people want to go out to the deep web, then what you can do is block that with your content filter if you do not want users accessing the deep web on your guest network. You can also block videos. Let's see, there's another one. Can my provider steal my tokens? No. So they don't have access to your world Wi-Fi account. Provider only gives internet access. They don't have access to connect to your router, make changes, change your wallet address, stuff like that. So I wouldn't really worry about the providers. All they know is you're using a wireless access point, and well, so is everybody else. So I have another question here. Will the token price increase based on advertisers buying? Eventually, the price will start going up depending on, well, how popular the token gets. So if we run out of tokens, then they might get more expensive. So I've had some other questions about the speed. So some people are a little worried about people taking up all their internet speed. So with what we do, we can offer a percentage to each one. So some people like to put around 75% to their home network and 25% toward the world Wi-Fi network. And can a provider notice that I started to share Wi-Fi? I mean, in Korea, there's so many free internet access. So they will not notice. Again, it's regular. It's normal. If you're using Wi-Fi at home and somebody else connects to it, they won't really be able to tell that you're sharing your Wi-Fi. Will world Wi-Fi work in North Korea? As far as I know. And if people knew that I earn money, he would be against it. Okay, you would probably want to consult your local legal uh, legal aspects. I'm not really familiar with every country. I know in Canada, we're allowed to earn the cryptocurrency. Now, so I'll have to speak with some more people in North Korea about this, just to find out more details, because I don't have too much about other parts of the world. I've traveled in Asia, Australia, never been to Europe. And again, they have different laws that I cannot comment on. So some people may have heard about WPA2. WPA2 is a type of security and encryption used in access points. Apparently, it has been cracked. How this affect world Wi-Fi? So, well, WPA3 is coming out. I think it is in October. And currently, right now, I'm training some university students which have created a patent on the WPA2 security. It's a fault with the beacons in particular. Okay, looks like we ran out of time for now, but thank you very much for joining. Uh, there will be more sessions about security, about setting up the access points, and thank you for joining.